Aha, Emmanuel. I beat you to it. I'm first. No, nobody beat me today. I'm first. No one is first. Hello, David. Jesse, good evening to you. Jesse, Netherlands, right, Jesse? It's what, 9 o'clock there? Or is it 8 o'clock? Jesse says, I remember your birthday was around this time. Wow, this is very thoughtful. That is very gracious. Thank you. Yes, well, you certainly surprised me. David, male, 24, Dallas. Emmanuel, male, 27, Boston. Yogi says, hello, Mehran. I live in North Vancouver. Oh my goodness, do you now? So we have a local. Pura vida, Juanpa. So Yogi, what do you do and when did you find our channel? Juanpa, male, 23, Costa Rica. David says, happy birthday whenever that is. No way. Jesse is the only one who deserves my trophy, my heart. I'm touched. She remembered. My goodness, none of you guys. And I just wasted my whole life trying to worry about you guys. Only one of you. I'm gonna give you all shit for a while now. So David says, Emmanuel says, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in numerous occasions you have advised us to not hunt girls. Is this correct? Well, in what way? In the way of words. Hunting girl, meaning if you just think of him as something to be hunted, yeah, no, not that way. But if it means to pursue someone that you like, to get to know and see if she likes you, and then establish certain kind of a cordial interactions and get to know each other when it's all appropriate, yeah, why not? That's not, I didn't mean to just go and not notice what you want to have a relationship with. And Jesse says, haha, I'm laughing so much. Why are you laughing so much? Because I'm giving the others shit? Because you won the trophy of my, whatever trophy it was. Was there a trophy? By the way, I actually won today. I was the first one here. So nobody can claim that they were the first. And let's see what we have here. And Yogi says, Mehran, what do you think of gender studies and trend in South Korea now? I really don't know much about it. I don't know what they're doing there. And so I'm unfamiliar with that study. Juanpa says, male 23, Costa Rica, Mehran, I have a trip to New York for October 28th. I live with my mom, and she is so overprotective that she is so worried about my trip. I'm going just with a friend, but my mom says she won't be able to sleep and she will be thinking negative things about me in New York. Such as what, Juanpa? There are many good people in New York, but like any big city, it's also a city full of unwanted happenings. and unwelcomed happenings. So no matter where you are in the world, you should be mindful of where you're going, what kind of people are there, what kind of atmosphere it is, and always simply walk away from any notion of trouble or any suspicious looking area or energy, and take regular appropriate precautions. That is true about any big city, not just New York, and even small cities. Many weird thing happens in small cities, and they're not big cities. And Juanpa says, like accidents and robberies and things like that. Yeah, that can happen anywhere. So otherwise, if you're in the right time, you don't stay too late, or if it's too late, make sure you have appropriate transportations, not to go through subway or whatnot, maybe that areas that you don't know. These will all help to have a healthy experience. And Charu, good to see you, Charu. What happened to you? Says, hi Mehran, Charu here, female, 31, India. Yes, you mentioned last time that we couldn't continue our discussion since you had a business meeting, you had to run away. That I thought we were going to be hearing from you and continue our discussion a week after, which you had in mind. Anyhow, the invitation is still open for you, as we could have a chance to discuss what was concerning you at a later date. And Juanpa says, but for my mom, the fact that she does not have me close is a sign of worrying. Yeah, well, that's normal. Any mother, any father who loves their children, that comes with the territory. We always worry, regardless of how old our children get. We are just, by the birth of our children, we sign a contract that we shall be worried the rest of our lives. That's just the way it is. Royal Doyle says 24 from Montreal. Is it Montreal or Missouri, or where is it? M.O. Missouri? Montreal? M.O. is Montreal. I need advice on how to view women more respectfully and selflessly. Well, why would you need advice? It's very common sense. What's written on women's forehead? Don't respect me? On the contrary, they're the most deserving human being to be respected for many reasons. Regardless of what experiences on personal level one might have, or many of you might have had, but woman is actually what and why everything goes around in life for us men, heterosexual men. So they deserve to be respected, loved, protected, and be as best as you can be, best behavior as you can be with them. Get to know them, interact in a positive energy with them, and the ones who are not suitable to you or not fitting the bill, and they're not up to standards, well, you just walk by. But you don't disrespect them. You just pass by to the next possibilities. Hannah says, morning Mehran and everyone. Hello, Donna, not Hannah. What's wrong with my glasses today? Charu says, yes, I will. Got busy with personal things. Yes, I understand. Donna says, this Aussie is crazy. Is it? Is Donna crazy? Well, we love to hear from Aussies, and right now it's what? What are you doing so late? Up so late? It must be 17 hours. That's 7 o'clock in the morning, isn't it? The next day. Charu says the finance carrier aspects that I'm giving weightage to in men, I think I don't know how to measure. It's not a quantitative thing. Well, you can't have a relationship with the finance of a person. I know you're very diligent in your search, and you have certain criteria that it needs to be met for a man to qualify to attract your interest. But remember, some of the things that you have is only looks good on paper. But in reality, a human being's worth and value is in the way they treat you, is in the way they're honest with you, is in the way they trust you and bring trust to the relationship, is in the way they will stick with thick and thin in life, is in the way that they will be there to support you and look forward to resolve things together. Regardless of how much education or how much money one could have, that does not describe the quality or prepare them or gives them the apparatus or the expertise necessary for a good relationship or a good life. The finances can come and go, they can be hired or fired at the moment, and whatever they've had could go, and whatever they didn't have could come back. But what's remaining stable and constant, what should be focused to, or what should be expected to remain constant, would be their behavior, manner, class, mentality, bonding on consciousness, compatibility on consciousness level, the way they treat you, the morals. None of that could be replaced by the amount of money, or if it's a woman, beauty, or if it's a man, I don't know, handsomeness or material positions. None. So I think if you are going to be focused on those aspects, that's what you will find. A person who looks good on paper but stinks in life. So you might want to bring your focus more on other things. I know it's very important to have money. It is super important. But is there a guarantee that the money that one has or brings with him or her into the relationship will remain? It's not something is up to you all the time. Life goes ups and down, finances goes to ups and down. Things happen that it's not within your powers. World economic situations. In what, 2008, the American banks messed up the whole world's economic situation with all those mortgages and so on that we all know about. Many people, it affected them heavily. The ones who were successful financially, had lots of money, they lost big time. So what does that mean? That person who was good with all his manners and characters and so on, and had money, now that the money is gone due to none of his own faults, suddenly is no longer qualified. So you can't really focus on how one looks on paper. You are trying to have a human relationship. So focus on human qualities, not on financial qualities, while there should be a balance between them. As long as there's a potential and desire to be successful, that should be filling the criteria, belong to the field of qualifications in that aspect of the whole thing. Now, let's move on to Emmanuel says, I think it's been over 7 months since I broke up, and I can now Oh, before we go on, let me announce again. That's what I'm supposed to. In fact, Charu was the one who taught me this, and I keep forgetting. uh, my name is Mehran, and I'm here to share with you discussions and explore further matters of thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, and ego, and discuss thoroughly and in detail matters having to do with relationships, breakups, why you feel the way you do after breakups. And for that purpose, we have over 1,500 videos on this channel, which will help alleviate or open up or give you points to ponder and understand a little bit more about your own psyche, which will help you in the way you will deal with your challenges and set you on the right track for moving on to bigger and better things. You may go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and make an appointment on Skype to discuss with me matters that concerning you to do with relationships, breakups, thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, and other matters that would concern you generally in life. And you can also reach me through email system that I have on the site. It costs you a nominal fee for the email, so that will help me to know who has the priority to be answered, as I receive lots of emails and I can't simply go through them. That would be inefficient. And so in that way, it will help you and at the same time help the channel. So having said that and plugged all those things, and don't forget to buy the books as well. And if you buy them in paper version, I will sign them, send them to you. And if not, you have an option of ebook version, which is 1/10 of the price, and you will get to have it right away. And if it didn't download quickly, just send me a note. There could be a glitch on the site, and I will send the ebooks to you right away. So, having said that, let's go on and see what else we have in here. So, Emmanuel says, I think it's been over 7 months since I broke up, and I can now say that I feel much, much better than in the first week, a few weeks. Yes, okay. Charu says, so maybe you can help us decipher for everyone. Yes, yes, I guess I did before I read this question. Okay. And Donna says, yup, 5 a.m. Saturday morning. Okay. Emmanuel says, all I've been doing is follow your advice and focus on the things I like. Nothing extraordinary. Ah, good. That is a witness to the effectiveness of this channel for the ones who are sitting on the fence and not sure if they should click on subscribe or not. So, damn it, click on subscribe. I thought it's self-explanatory when there's a red button there, but looks like I've got over 350,000 viewers on one of my videos, and I have 18,000 subscribers. It doesn't jive. What are you guys there for? If you like it, then subscribe it. What do you want me to say now? Some of them's got 50,000, 100,000, 80,000, I don't know, how many thousand, 300,000, but it doesn't jive with the number of subscribers. And don't be shy to click on like if you like it, and do not click not like if you don't like it. Just move on and say thank you. And Chris says, hello Mehran. Hello Chris. Looking forward to our chat. He says later. Yes, that's right. That will be at 1:30, almost a little bit more than 1 hour from now. And feeling a bit down tonight with it been the weekend and knowing my ex will be going out looking stunning. Oh wow. Looking stunning or wealthy, having a nice car, doesn't mean you're having a relationship with her looks. You cannot have a relationship with the possessions, cars, money, house, or look of a woman. The relationship is with her intelligence, with her manners, with the way you guys treat each other. The relationship is made or broken because of how you guys communicate. if you bond on consciousness level or not. It has nothing to do with how she looks like. What she looks like is not an accomplishment that was given to her. That's how she was born, and that cannot be a criteria specific, considered specifically as her accomplishment. It is something that looks that way. It's a package. But what's in the package? What makes that beautiful look or stunning look or whatever you want to call it tick? That's what you're having a relationship with. And as beautiful as one can be, that is no guarantee that she's a decent human being or all cylinder hit at the same time or in proper and synchronized way. So your focus should be on what happened between you two and how she was behaving and what happened that you guys are not together, not how good she looks. You cannot have a relationship with a good look. You have a relationship with what makes that good look function, and you're missing out on that. How she looks may fluff your ego, but does not make life for you. So whether she looks this way or that way, she's welcome to go and explore and offer it to someone else, because you have no business wanting some low quality mentality packaged in a shiny package which dazzles you and fools you and wastes your energy and your time in life, thinking that this shiny thing will actually bring life to you, which is not. Many shiny things could be poison, and you got to understand, do you want to eat poison because it's good looking, or do you want to have some nutritional value in the food that you take, and it might not be so good looking but delicious. So having said that, we'll continue our chat in our appointment. And remind me, Chris, how old are you? Guys, don't forget the protocol. Gender, age, where you're tuning in from. So, Charu says, there is a fear here in me of men choosing me because of my financial stability. Well, you can't separate your financial stability and consider that is you and that's the only reason they want you for. Well, you can have a premarital nuptial thingy, and prenuptial, I mixed up the two words, prenuptial agreement. If that's really a concern, that takes care of that. Simple. But I guess you might say in your culture that's not. Maybe you can simply use some instruments, banking instruments, that it would lock up certain amount of your money automatically to that trust account, which cannot be touched until a certain age, which that would represent a certain time has passed from the marriage, let's say 20 years. And by that time, you better have gained some kind of a trust. If not, then you would have been divorced by then. And if you haven't, that means things are working out, then you wouldn't mind sharing your wealth, or at least some of it. You can put that into different increments and different accounts and maybe manage it that way and release it as time goes. This trust account is released for you to enjoy it with your husband or with the candidate maybe after 5 years. That one after 10 years. Another bundle of trust account would be in 20 years. So as the time goes by, you guys gain more trust and you will feel more confident and see how much he has been contributing if finances are the major part of your decision making, and then you will have it on equal basis and you release the trust account as the relationship continues and takes hold stronger. And Chura says, haha, good job, Mehran, on remembering the intro. Chali, yes, that's right. That's right. I'm learning. I'm learning, but I find it so illogical. I mean, this is it. This is the topic. This is the video. You like it, you subscribe. If you don't, what do you want me to do? Twist your arms? I mean, I just can't say that to people. All right. I guess many things that seems obvious to one is not obvious to many. I mean, people watch things and they don't. So, I mean, everything that I watched that I liked, I feel it's of value, I subscribe. But then if not, I don't. So I wonder why people who actually come here and they obviously like it, but they don't subscribe. So it's like, oh, I don't want to be considered that I can learn from anyone else but myself. So they don't subscribe. I knew that myself. Anyhow, moving on. Neza Aldi says, male 21 Indonesia. Hello, Neza. Welcome. Donna is giving an advice to Charu, says, well, do what I do, mate. She says, just tell him you're renting and you're broke. And so they won't come after you because of the money. Robert, where are you? Robert Snedon, where are you? I see you retracted your message. There you go, Robert Snedon. Hi, Mehran, male 22 Scotland. Hello, Scotty. Good to see you. Jesse says, 24, female Netherlands. The vibrant, passionate life energy in me is gone lately. I feel like I am more in my head than in my heart. I don't know how to get out. Ah, very good question. A little bit ambiguous, but clear enough for me to know what you're talking about. However, Jesse, if seriously you have this consideration, I think you should make an appointment with me on Skype. And as I always said, if you guys make an appointment for an hour, I'll give you 2 hours. So that's really a good value for you guys. And we will explore it for 2 hours. And if it's just a half an hour appointment, I'll still honor it and double it and make it 1 hour. So you guys can all benefit from our discussions at the same time, not so costly for you for the time being. So Jesse, I suggest it might be time. You've been around with me here for a while, and off and on there are some glitches that I see, and that needs to be addressed. Keith says, my girlfriend split up with me 6 months ago, and I'm still struggling with the idea of her sleeping with her new partner. What did you expect her to do? Go sit down and pray in church? Of course, a man and a woman get together, they're going to sleep together eventually. If not right away, at some point. And when you break up, what do you think she's going to do? She's going to go and sit and become a nun? No, she broke up because things were not working out. It wasn't a temper tantrum against intimacy. It was about you guys not simply being compatible anymore. I'm not talking about she's right or not. Not at all. I'm saying the fact that between the two of you, something was not working. Whether she was being an asshole or you were being unreasonable, either way, something wasn't working. So once you break up, you focus on the reasons that you guys broke up, not on how lovey-dovey it was at one point, which would make you feel like, oh, why did you break up? Because you're not focusing on why you break up. You're focusing on how lovey-dovey things were at one time, which is the case in every relationship. But when it breaks up, then break up with it. Not just physically, break up mentally, meaning Say, I am delighted that I have the opportunity to find another person who would actually be more compatible to me, and look for it and better your life and build your life and focus on your job, focus on your studies. Do not allow them to be damaged or be tarnished or to be affected. Focus on the things that brings the bread and puts it on the table. Focus on the things that gives you the opportunity and potential for tomorrow and future successes. Your studies, your project, your job. Don't let them suffer. But focus while you're building to have this confidence of accomplishing things and important tasks in your life, which will give you a certain energy that you will exude, and others, it will emanate from you, and others from that energy will be attracted to you. And then you might actually find new opportunities, which you would not have to keep looking back at what you did have or used to have and wonder, oh, I want that. Why do you want it? The relationship wasn't working. The relationship between the consciousnesses, which is everywhere, everything happens, wasn't working. So you're only focusing on the intimacy part. So you don't want a relationship. You just want sex. That's there, available. So, Keith says, I'm 52, my partner, ex-girlfriend, 54. Oh, gee, okay. Well, whatever the age was, you should focus on what we just talked about. 15 of us here, guys. Don't forget to click on like, if you will. And don't forget to go on the search engine of my channel and just type in how you feel, what you feel, whatever the evening or the day it might be. Just type in how you feel. Pretty much, there's a very good chance that whatever you feel, there must be a video on it or a bunch of videos on it. Anything that comes to your mind after your breakup, I got a video on it. I mean, I'm surprised to some of the things that some people write me and say, do you happen to have, and I search it myself, so yeah, there it is, 2 of them. So search it on the search engine. You're bound to find what you're looking for because I've discussed it. Now, where was I? I missed it. Okay. Robert says, hi, Mehran. Okay, Scotland. Okay. This message is held for review. Donna says, Keith Waller, imagine the new bloke has warts. Come on now, Donna. Neza Aldi says, male 21, Indonesia. I broke up last year with my girlfriend. I don't contact her for months, but somehow I and her called each other again. What do you mean somehow? By the grace of wind, the phones dialed on their own and the phones were talking to each other without you guys being involved? What do you mean? We sort of get back together in last few weeks, but in last 3 to 5 days, look like she lost spark on me because she becomes less and less respect in me and feels like she doesn't care about the relationship anymore. Well, then just back out. Just back out. Don't pursue her. Let her feel free and let her feel naturally deciding on her own rather than being pursued. Let her miss you a little bit, and then she might actually rethink it. But do not pursue her. Let her be free in her decision making rather than trying to convince her. If you're supposed to convince someone to be with you, that's a wrong match. You don't need to convince someone. If one cannot convince oneself for a decision that one wants to make, then that is the wrong one that one wants to be with. Did I mention enough one in this sentence, or should I go on and add a few more ones just in case it wasn't clear? Anyhow, let's go to Keith says from Norwich. Aha. All right. Chris says, sorry, I'm 40 UK. She was a nice person as well. It was me who was emotionally unavailable. But I believe that's because we got together straight after a 16-year relationship. I remember now. With the 3 kids. Oh, yeah. Talk more about it. Yes. Of course. You're on a big rebound trying to prove to yourself that you still got it, that you still loved, and you still this and that. Of course, to her, it was an opportunity for a guy, who can be part of your life, part of her life, and help with 3 kids. I mean, gee, that's a big package to jump from one to another. No, you paid a big price. So we'll talk about that later for sure. Emmanuel says, I think I'm realizing something that you told us a long time ago. That women around their 40s and 50s are at the core of their excellence with their class, beauty, and knowledge. Good. And Neza says she doesn't want to meet up or other things. Yeah, that's all right. Don't meet up. Don't suggest, don't meet up, don't call her. Move on, just like you did before. Move on with your life. Sometimes women or men, after breakup, they feel lonely. They don't find what they're looking for. They want to get some confidence, and they reach out to their ex. Not because they actually want to make something happen, just because they want to make themselves feel good, because having the ex pay attention to them, and they kind of flaunt it in a way that would bring about certain attention toward themselves, both sides. It could be this one doing it or the other one doing it, either the man or the woman. And they reach out just to make themselves feel good, and after they have got that satisfaction and assurance, shortly after, they again feel like, no, why am I with this guy, or why am I with this girl? It's like somebody says, no, I don't want meatballs. I don't like it. But when they're hungry and there's no food around, they say, well, meatball doesn't sound too bad. So they'll get the meatball, and then once they're satisfied in their tummy, they say, oh, I don't want meatballs anymore. So sometimes you have in your fridge something that is a little bit few days old, and say, no, I'm just going to eat something. And then suddenly you notice that, no, it's too late. Everywhere is closed. And suddenly that thing in the fridge that wasn't really, shining, oh yeah, that's pretty good. I can make tea with it, and I can put this and around it. I'll be all right. And then once you had it, then the next night you still have some left in the fridge. Oh, the hell with it, because 6 o'clock stores are open. I can buy other things. So in that case, do not pursue her at all. Let her be. Emmanuel says, sometimes I get amazed when I admire these people. There is a Moroccan woman I know at the airport, which is pretty much a wonder woman when it comes to beauty and intelligence. What really disappoints me, though, is that there is no chance to have children with them, to my knowledge. Oh, you can admire, but you don't have to own, or you don't have to expect to be chosen, or to, it's like going to a garden. You see beautiful flowers. You're not supposed to pick in every one of them just because they're beautiful. You can admire and pass by. So you can admire her, but you don't have to marry her. You don't have to own a relationship with her, or her owning a relationship with you. So, or having a relationship, whatever the word is. So treat her with the admiration that you have, and for what she is. Expecting something from when the season of it is past is unfair. Then she can say, well, where were you 10 years ago? naturally in her 50s she doesn't want to have children, and you shouldn't expect it either. And you just admire. You don't have to have a relationship with her. Just be cordial and pleasant. That's it. And Majid says, Salam Agha Mehran, Chetori. Hello Majid, good to see you. You have been away for a long time. Hope things will fine for you. Charu says, how many of us have subscribed here? If not, what's stopping you? There we go. That's a very fine sentence that I would like to reiterate. How many of you 17 wonderful people here have not subscribed? If you haven't, honestly, it's not going to cost you anything. Just click on damn red button and then get it over with. And if you haven't liked the stream, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm sure you would have wanted to. So now you have an opportunity. You can like it. If you don't like it, like it. And we have Obama Your Mama 18 says, how to be more masculine man. Go to the gym. That's all. You don't have to do anything else. Just have good manners. Be a gentleman. That's masculinity. Be generous. That's masculinity. Be caring, compassionate, unselfish. That's strength. And all that translates to masculinity. Masculinity is not just about having the genitalia of a masculine gender. It's about behavior, character. But more, you should focus on how to be a man and not just masculine. Being masculine is not difficult. You go to the gym and you just have the way it should be, and then you are masculine. But that is not enough to be what you want to be, to accomplish anything. To accomplish anything, to be a positive role model for the society and be counted on and relied upon is to be a man. And to be a man is a character. It has nothing to do with your genitalia. A character, manner, valor, honor, respecting your promises. When you say something, you will do it. Trust, reliability, accepting responsibility. These are what makes a man. Not because you look big or you look muscular. That worth's nothing. A donkey looks muscular sometimes. A horse looks muscular. A horse is very respectable, of course. And donkey so too. And they are what? There can be a stallion, but that doesn't make him a man. It's a masculine because of their genitalia. But that doesn't make you to be the man that women are looking for. You have to be a man, not just masculine. And to be a man, it's got a lot more than just looking like one. The character, compassion, caring, unselfishness, responsible, reliability, trust, loving, gentleness, all of that are characters you should focus on. So stop that, what you're bothering your mind with. Donna says, Mehran, how can I Skype you? You're in yesterday. No, I'm in the now. Your now and my now is different, but they're both the same now. It's only calendar has separated us. Otherwise, you're there, you're breathing the same air I'm breathing at the same time, same moment. So we are in the now together. So that's, I guess, it. Just go on my site, mindthat6truth.com, and click on Talk to Mehran via Skype, and you can have choices that you can pick the package that you like, and for half an hour, I give you 1 hour. For 1 hour, I give you 2. You can't beat that, can you? All right, Donna. Jesse says, about an appointment, do I have to speak or type whatever bothers me? I can understand English perfectly, but speaking is harder. No problem. You can, while we are on Skype, you can see me, I can see you. so I can see your emotions. At the same time, you can say what you want to say the way you want to say it, and for clarity, you can maybe type in some words, and then I can speak it to you and tell you and talk to you about just like I'm talking to you here. So that will work perfectly fine. Majid says, Mehran, I'm addicted to attention. There are a few days where I walk and get loads of attention from girls, checking me out, smiling, but most days it's like I'm invisible. It is best to be invisible and be visible for who you are and the way you treat girls and the interactions you have with them, communications you have with them, than being noticed because you go to the gym and you have a fit body, and then there is no substance of quality of discussion and exchange and interchange with the energy that suits it and packaged well with it. So focus on not being visible. People who are not really so expecting to be visible are more intriguing to interested parties than the one who is trying to and expecting to be noticed. Most women, as I think, I might be wrong, most quality women are not looking for just a body of a person that stands out. They want to see what's the effect of that relationship on them. What's the benefit of being introduced or being in a relationship or in communication with someone? And someone who's got a fit body has got no benefit to it if it's not combined with proper behavior and treatment of her. She's the most important person in her life. You should not expect to be the most important person in her life. You want to be the most important person in her life by the way you look. She expects and wants someone who will be able to take her attention because of the way she's being treated, not because the way the guy looks like or has accomplished. It's a treatment of the woman that opens her heart, not what you got or how you feel about yourself, how you look like. You've gone to the gym and pumped up the muscles, big deal. Everybody got muscles today. They go to the gym and they work out. Even I got some. Check this out. So what I'm trying to say is, you need to go beyond that, beyond what everybody else got. Everybody got some muscle. They put all these weights on our shoulders and do workout and so on and feel good, come out and think, okay, I'm really manly. Okay, well, big deal. What's in it for her? That's what she's looking at. How do you support her as far as immorality, mentality, helping her to feel good about herself, taking good care of her, making her feel safe, making her feel she doesn't have to make an effort when she's with you, at least as much as she has to make an effort when she's on her own and doing her things during the day. These are the things that would attract a woman. Otherwise, it's like, how about you? You see 100 beautiful girls in UK when you go about your business every day. Do they all attract you the same way? No, the one who actually treats you better, smiles at you, wants to get to know you, and cares about you is the one that you would have the gravitation towards. Not just because they're pretty. Because you can't have a relationship with pretty. You have a relationship with the manners and the way they interact with each other. The way they interact with you. So, to me, you got to give up that expectations of being noticed. You should simply say, I don't care to be noticed. Be in your own world, do your own thing. And while you're busy with your own thing, that's an attraction on its own. All right? All right. Ajit says, looking good 1 to 5 days a year, or is it more likely my energy? Yeah, it's the fact that you expect to be noticed what turns people away. When you don't expect to be noticed and you're just doing what you do, then you're noticed. And it's not about being noticed, it's an appropriate place to become acquainted with someone. You can't expect to be finding someone who's interested in you when you're, I don't know, going shopping or this and that. It has to be appropriate place, moment, activity. So use your judgment. Don't expect it everywhere to be, appropriate place to, introduce yourself. One-legged pigeon says, "Hi Mehran, 34 male Boston. I've hit the lowest point of my life." You haven't seen anything yet, my friend. Don't judge it. It could be one of the best points of your life compared to something else some other time. So don't think that way. Lowest point of my life, I lost a lot of things. Through my journey, my job, my driving credentials. I haven't seen my ex and her kids for 6 months. Right now, at this moment, I really miss them. Yeah, because you just said you lost your job and driving credentials because you were driving badly, or somehow you got ticket and your license got suspended. Now you lost your job because you couldn't use your car to do that. So everything was a domino effect. You made 1-2 mistakes, affected the other things in your life, and of course, because those things have gone wrong, what you're going to do, you're going to feel sad about yourself, you're going to feel low, and then you're going to lose the ones that you actually had to, but you didn't miss them that much before your license was taken away and your job was affected. But when you have those things happen to you, you become more prone to miss the X. So first thing I'm sure I don't really exactly understand what has happened here, but I'm assuming from what you wrote. So first thing you got to do, you got to make sure you get your job back, or a job back that might not need the car at the moment until you get your license sorted out, and then start building your life back. And when you take care of these important parts, which is the job and the things have to do with the job, and you start getting money back, then you feel confident. And then when you feel confident, you start missing your ex less and less until you don't miss her at all. Right now you're at weak point, and at weak point you kind of feel insecure and lack of confidence, and that makes you feel like she was such a good catch. Not because she was, otherwise you guys wouldn't be divorced or separated right now, but because you have lost your confidence. Therefore she looks kind of, oh, good deal. Keith says, "Thank you, Donna. Good advice." Okay. Charu says, "Mehran, let's have girls also come to your channel." Of course. I feel I'm the only one. Please make neutral videos, and not why she left. Because this channel was originally made for boys. And believe it or not, I mean, we are among friends here, am I not? Women are the ones who break up with the guys far more than the guys do. And because the market is more prone to treat them favorably. There are more guys looking for girls who just smiles at them or winks at them, and that's all it takes for a guy to be attracted. Why? Because every guy is looking for intimacy and sex. They're programmed in their gene to pursue women, not because of any other reason other than the fact that they're programmed. The heterosexual male, they love women and they're programmed for procreation, so they're looking for it. It's in their genes. So you guys really having it easy to attract men at your command. And because of that, you have more um, possibility, or you have more initiative in breaking up, because you know there's going to be one round the corner waiting. Just because it didn't suit you well, he wasn't complying the way you wanted, or whatever it is that you were looking for. I'm not saying you per se, of course, I'm just talking in general. Women are the ones who are breaking up with men more often. Why? Because there are more offers being made to them, and they are willing, for purposes of psychological security and financial security. Don't look at yourself that you make good money. Not every woman makes as much money as men do, and due to their gender and the necessity of life, and they want to have children someday and so on, they're obviously looking for a man who's got more means. And for that purpose, if they're not satisfied for the plans that they have for the future, they will dump this guy and go to another one, because there's a better possibility for their security and comfort. And that's what they're looking for. Let's be very honest here. And that's why this channel was made, to help the boys to deal with the devastations that they get. And despite the fact that many girls think, oh, it's a guy doesn't have feelings, or we have very, very strong feelings, especially about our women. But women today have been sold the bill that they can have whatever they want, whenever they want, as much as they want, and nobody is going to frown upon them. So therefore, they have now conditioned to be taking advantage of these possibilities. And therefore, many good guys, decent guys, and I'm not denying there are asshole guys out there, but I'm talking about decent guys, good guys, are hurt because they're being decent and good, but yet the girl still leaves them. Why? Not because there's something wrong with them, because the girl is seeing that there are other opportunities out there that is offered to her because she's pretty. And because of the sex, the other guys are willing to give her whatever she wants, which tempts her to leave her good boyfriend or husband and go somewhere else when there's more things available, financial or otherwise, comforts, security. And this is why this channel was started, to help guys deal with things that is so important for them, especially in countries that finding girlfriend and wife is not that easily attainable, such as a relationship between man and woman is not so freely as it is in the West. And they really hurt themselves because of whole cultural outlook and cultural behavior and reaction towards them when a girl leaves them. It's a very big deal. So this channel was set for that, until girls actually came on the channel and said, listen, we love what you're saying, and we understand that you say reverse the talk so it will suit the girls as well, because for moving on from a breakup, these rules work for everybody. And then they said, but instead of that, can you just simply address us girls too, because we also hurt and we also like to benefit from your channel. So I did switch as much as I could some videos, but some videos are still specifically for guys benefit. I just can't make it all work unisex. So while I do adhere to what you said, and I appreciate it and I'm aware of it, and I most definitely want to cater to women as well, and I do as much as possible, because most of the stuff that we talk about here is about human psyche. It's not about boy or girl, but generally it's been for that effect. However, lately, for the past couple of years, I've tried my best to make it unisex, and so everybody that is going through emotional hardship, relationship problems, relationship breakups, regardless of their man, woman, or whatever gender they have, they could benefit from it. But specifically, sometimes we have more girls than guys here, mind you. But today we have only 3 or 4 girls. So that's all right. But yes, I have videos that says why he left. But you know, that's the whole reason behind it. But yes, sure, I will try. Keith says, is there any single girls out there who would like a date? Keith is turning this into a dating game or dating channel. And Charu just shut you down, didn't she? You should have known by her previous comment that she's looking for stable, educated, and capable, and a good someone who's got good plans for the future. And unless you have that, then don't bother with Charu. And you do have, hey, you could be in the race. Send her your resume. All right. And we have a super chat from One-Legged Pigeon. Says, thank you, Mehran. Oh, my pleasure, and thank you very much for your generosity. We appreciate it. The channel can use all the help it can get. And Sapphire Dragon says, your words are really awesome, especially your description about what a man has integrate to be whole. Please make a video out of it. There is so much value in it. Keep it up, Alex M. Germany. My pleasure, Alex. And I do have videos that already address how to be a, I think it's called alpha male or beyond alpha. Something called alpha male or beyond alpha. And I think I've discussed this in that video. Majid says, so funny how you remember I have muscles. Must be doing something. Well, because I remember that we talked about gym and training and all that. Jeremy, 21, Male, Oregon. And hello, Jeremy. And Jeremy says, how about we plan a meetup in Costa Rica where you can speak and we will all feel refreshed from your knowledge of how to find happiness and move on from the past. Oh, that would be a real plan. And of course, if there are enough people available, you know, it could be Costa Rica, it could be Hawaii, we can have all these. That's why I want this channel to hit over 1 million subscribers so we can have enough finances to arrange these travels, and I could physically go to different places, different countries, and put a workshop on the weekend, which I can share a lot more that I can share here, because there's so much more that I can share with you guys in regards to power of mind and exercises that could pertain to life and bring a better quality of life in our daily lives. A few days ago, what was it? Night before last. It wasn't last night, night before last, was it? No, it was last night. No, it was night before last. I was invited for a speaking engagement in one of the groups here in town that they had arranged this with me a few months back, and so we had that meeting. There were about 50, 60 people there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, 30, 40, 50, something like that. And it was mostly we're all engineers, and they were looking at things from scientific point of view, and so we had a good discussion, and interests were quite high in trying to refute some of the mind power things that I was showing them, and then more than half of them were refuting the other half, that no, this is actually we should focus on what is factual rather than if there's a scientific evidence to it or not. And that was the whole thing. When people are closed-minded and they think about only certain scientific evidence could help them to understand something, and they stop believing their own eyes and their own feelings, then we have a problem, because they have been conditioned to think that the limit of what they know is the limit of what there is to know. And on that note, they will miss finding and learning new things. So we had a discussion on that, and of course they could not deny what they could see and feel and do it themselves. So we had a good session with these bunch, and hopefully we'll be able to share more. But when I am in physical form, when I'm present personally, then there's a lot more I can share with you guys about our abilities and how we can enhance the quality of our lives than what we can just communicate here, because then I can show you certain examples and tests that you can do it physically and see that there is a difference between what you know about your mind and what you can know about your mind and use it for. SKC Beats Hip Hop and Rap Instrument says, hi Mehran, just me again, hello. 31, male from UK, married 10 years, just love tuning in and hearing advice on problem solving in relationships. Thank you for all your advice, my pleasure. SKC Beats Hip Hop and Rap Instrumental. See, I pronounce everything as much as I can. And we have Charu says, I had 2 men not reciprocating in my life. Took me a long time to self-love and realize I should have walked away and not sulked. There are channels just for women. I feel it should be a neutral. It's true, but it's very difficult, Charu, to consider while the subject is universal, but the way men are built and women are built, the way each gender is built is different. And necessarily, it's not always possible to have the same point of view and look at same problem from the same angle and expect both men and women understand it or get it or be helpful to their situation in the same way. There are different resonances, and men are resonating differently than women, and so therefore the approach and angle of approach for same problem could actually be a little different. So while in most cases a human psyche would be similar and we would be able to use the same examples and logics to help everyone, but there are many circumstances that it needs special attention for that particular case in that particular gender. So it's not always possible to make it applicable and make it neutral to be suitable to both genders, but in some ways it is possible. Because we are not just talking logically, we're facing with emotional aspects of things, and the female emotions and the way they're looking at things and their purposes and their fears are somehow at some point different than the men's are. So it could be to that degree different and needs to be approached and addressed differently. Sapphire Dragon says, yes, I remember. What was the question? Yeah, the male thing. The manners for man, yeah. Chris Aubrey says it's true. Woman can get a man whenever they want. If the girl doesn't like the man she's with, she can have another the next day if she was that way inclined. It's a different story for men and women. Charter says it's not true, Chris. Okay, I'll let you guys hash it out. And we have Dawn say, hello, my love. How are you? Well, darling, if I'm your love, where have you been? You left me already. Now I have to tune in to Mind That Seeks Truth channel to get over that, to help myself. Hope that mansion is finally painted. For God's sake, by now you should have painted 4 or 5 coats and rented and done with it. And hope your kids and your profession is all doing good. Now let's go to SKC Beats Hip Hop and Rap Instruments. Says, Mehran, do you think a lot of people suffer due to subliminal and subconscious memories that linger in the back of the mind that people are not aware? Well, you know, memories are there and they're triggered every once in a while. And the fact is that we must focus on the now in order to get our mind out of the past, out of the memory, and engage it in the efforts of the happening of now and what we are trying to build and accomplish, rather than not focusing our energy on that what can be done, and instead focusing on what we did not do or could have done, or how things went, and just reminiscing, which would turn our life to be a second-hand life, meaning we've done it once and we're now reminiscing while we're missing the today's life. Instead, we're focusing on what happened in our memory, which really we're not focusing on taking advantage of the present moment. And later on, we'll be thinking about what we missed today, which is always second-hand life, and plus the fact that we are focused on not necessarily what we're accomplishing, but what other people's opinions are about us, and not focusing on building life rather than how it looks in the eyes of the others. And what else I wanted to add in here, which I forgot, let me read your question, I guess. Memories that linger in the back. And the thing is, one of the things that perhaps the topic is here now, we can talk about it. One of the reasons that you guys get so devastated when you break up, with the guys or girls, it's because when you break up and something triggers that, the pain of the breakup, or what has triggered a certain negative emotion, is not going to be limited to that particular instance. In other words, when you're triggered for a breakup, all the other breakups that you had, or many of other breakups that you had, also are added up to this one. So the trigger is not triggering one event. The trigger is actually might be triggering many of other negative emotions and effects that you had from previous breakups, previous than this breakup, all together. And that's why it looks so overwhelming. If you can simply separate it at that moment, say, listen, I'm only focusing on this previous one, and these are the reasons for it, and I can handle it because the hell with it. This is that, whatnot, whatever we've said on the video, and you go on and you deal with that only one, instead of allowing all the previous relationships, all the triggers, all the pain to be reminded, because this particular past relationship breakup is now triggering all the other ones before it. Separate them. Say, those are done. I've dealt with it. It's gone. I just want to deal with this. That's all I need to do. So at least you won't be so overwhelmed with the effects of the only breakup that has been triggered and you should be worried about, or concerned about, or deal with it. Don says, I've just been working. House is almost finished. Oh my goodness, I should see this house. Looks like a Windsor Palace or something. Is it? Is it now? Are you that rich? Then where the support of the channel if that's the case? I mean, sell that bloody castle and I don't know. Says, Just need some job doing the garden. Oh my goodness, now the garden. And probably then the stables and the servants' area and quarters and all that, yeah? Charu says, signing off, midnight in India. Thanks, Mehran, for your time today. My pleasure, Charu. Good of you to join us. Look forward to see your contribution again next time. And have a wonderful evening. I know it's late. It's about 2:30 in India. SKC beats hip-hop and rap instrumental. I mean, you write a couple of more sentences. I will get this screen name down pat. Says, I love the way you worded it, second half life, second hand life. That's exactly what a subconscious memory is. Old thought from the past that triggers and affects you today. Yes, Don. Okay. Jeremy says, what about subconscious belief that creates problem in our life and prevent us from performing at our highest potential? Example, someone who fails at things they try because they think it's normal to fail. Example, someone who fails at things they try because they think it's normal to fail. I'm not familiar with anyone who sets out to do something and sets out to fail in it because they think it's normal to fail. So what the hell to try it? I don't get it. There is no such thing. And Don says, I wish. What, the stable and the servant quarters? Okay. You mean it's not that big? First of all, I want to know, Jeremy, why you mean subconscious. Okay, Jeremy says subconsciously they're used to failing is what I mean. I see. Yes. That is part of everyone's life experience of failures in the past. But every time you believe in dynamic evolution, you believe that you've become better and you've learned something from the failures of the past. If you look at it that way, you do not consider it as a failure. You consider it as something that you did your best and it didn't work, but you're now more equipped for trying it again. So this time you're trying it with a bigger hope and more focus and more experience, and you actually expect to win because you failed in the past. And that's the way I would look at it, rather than thinking that, okay, I'm resolved to the fact that I will be failing, so I'm just going to be okay if I fail on this one, therefore I'm not going to do my best. I don't think that would be a normal way of thinking of accomplishing anything. And if some do, they got to change their whole nonsense. Otherwise, they will always set themselves up for failing because they don't expect any more from themselves. You just do your best. I don't care if you fail or you don't fail. Just do your best, because the best is always dynamically evolving from the past experiences that you learn, and you modify what you thought is your best becomes different. Next time is far beyond the best that it was last time because you learned certain things. If you apply all those what you learned through your experiences of the past, then the next time that you try, you're more equipped and have more chances to prevail. And that's how you should look at it. So your best is always becoming modified and more advanced and becomes more and more, I guess, focused, capable, specific, specialized. And I actually don't feel that we need to call subconscious or conscious their consciousness. It's all the same. It's all in there. Now, they want to partition it. It's up to them, but it's, who says it's subconscious, conscious? It's all there in the same bundle. The axis is the same. You mean if you're not aware of it? Well, you're not aware of most of the things you're conscious of until you access it specifically. But they're all in the background in motion to make you who you are. And the way you behave, it's all in the background. They're at work. the way you behave, you do things, and so on, they're always active. So whether conscious or subconscious, they're all in it together, involved. Christina says, hi Mehran. Hello Christina. Says, female, 26, New York City. Any tips on how to stay in the present when you feel that your life is uncertain at the moment and you feel a bit struck? Thank you. Any tips on how to stay in the present? Yes. You cannot stay in the present by focusing on the past. Because what are you using to stay in the present? You're trying to find a way to stay in the present. So where do you try to find it? In the field of the known. Where is the field of the known? In your memory. Where is the memory? The past. So when you're in the past searching how to be in the present, you are in the past. You're never in the present. So using the stuff that you have in the memory is not going to help you to stay with the present. It's just going to keep you in the past, occupied in there. Why? Because memory is the field of the known. Field of the known is the memory. Memory is the past. So you're searching in the field of the known, which is the memory, which is the past, and you expect that to help you to be in the present. It won't work. So what helps you to be in the present is the effort. Effort of what you are doing, what you want to do, being involved in the effort of whatever it is. In other words, being fully attentive, pay full attention to the fact that you're holding this cup. I am holding this cup. The energy flowing from my fingertips, I'm focused on the energy flow from my fingertips that is causing this cup to be held. And I am therefore fully involved in the flow of the energy that is flowing through me from the ends of the universe to the other ends of the universe. Then I'm using it for what I want to accomplish at this moment, this very moment. That flow is in my attention, is my field of vision, which is helping me to keep my hands closed and focusing on what I'm about to do. I'm about to drink this tea, so I'm going to be thinking about, this is tea I'm drinking, and this is how it tastes, and this is now going down. So all this time I wasn't thinking about anything in the past at all. In other words, if I am one with the effort of what I'm trying to accomplish, not the result of what I'm going to accomplish, not what it does for me if I accomplish it, because that's future, that hasn't happened, or the things that I need to do because those things went wrong and I want to fix the things. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to fix the things that have gone wrong. Then I'm in the past. Only thing you got to do, focus on the effort you're making to accomplish something at that very moment. Only the effort, not the results, not why you're doing it. Only the effort. The effort. Now I'm putting it down. I'm fully focused. I'm putting it down. Now I'm with the now. What I want to do. What should I be doing? What efforts, what steps I should be taking. So when you are involved in the effort, when you're focused on the effort, effort is the now. Because no effort that you're making now happened in the past or will happen in the future. Effort is now. Effort is equal to present. So focus on the effort of whatever it is that you want to do. You will be in the now. I hope that is something helpful, Christina. And any news, Christina, from what you were going to what you were waiting to receive? I don't want to discuss it any more open here. So maybe you can let me know in an email. Hope. I think you had a certain kind of an exam coming up. Jeremy says that makes sense for sure. Now my question is, how do you deal with beliefs you were told by others as a child that aren't true, and identifying with those beliefs that came from others and not you? Give me an example, Jeremy. I understand, but give me an example. There's so many that I can go into. Everywhere you see says, hello, Mehran. Hello, how are you? Good to see you here. Thanks for joining us. And even though we are now, okay, guys, it's about 1.5 hours. We have only another maybe 5 minutes because I have an appointment that I have to attend to, and I think we will then continue our discussion tomorrow, hopefully. So I guess on that note, we can just, now that we've hit all the questions, we can perhaps say goodbye for the day, and we rejoin tomorrow. What do you think? Yeah? And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. If you haven't liked the program, the show, click on like. And Christina says, thank you for that, Mehran. Yes, everything is good. Good to hear. I knew that. All right. So I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me an opportunity to share a thing or two with you, and I look forward to talk to you again. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.